Hey everybody, good evening. I'm probably staying up too late again, right? Wow, we kind of left off, I don't know, one of the threads was about signs and just the humongous money there is in logos, in signs, in non-profs logos and non-prof signs, and how they, suck upon Joe taxpayer and are making everyone so poor. And I always just, whenever I see these signs, I think of that friend of mine in high school whose father, got printing contracts. Maybe they weren't even from the government, but I just know the cajillions that get to be milked in this way. And that, there's a lot of people in giant Tudor mansions behind gates with jacuzzis and sticky opium in their ashtrays. I've seen it. So, that's, and then they put out these boring, horrible things that have their little buzz words, one buzzword being equal. It's interesting how it's just, it's this sign, like a stop sign, like, very bossy pants. And freedom too, freedom followed by to the freedom to whatever, and equal, just certain terms that they tend to use that, kind of always, get me concerned. I'll tell you that. Another one that came up, and maybe it's just me, I don't know. We'll go to right here where we have, Happy Mother's Day, everybody. The family of the year in Massachusetts was two men with a child who was adopted, and the parents, I guess, tried to get him back. They were kind of horrified. But then, because they were parents of the year, they were given another child by yet another organization that has logos and printing, and it's endless. It's almost like reaching infinity, the amount of organizations. And today I got an email of someone saying, please ask the government to start more organizations. And I just thought, how can I ask more dandelions, to grow in the field? But what's interesting, I don't have a lot of experience in all things in life, but as a former proofreader who did get to kind of bleed into other things, and I think just anyone, you don't have to go to the sun to know it's hot, can see the word mayor here. The Massachusetts Adoptive Resource Exchange. And it's like, why would they call it mayor? They could have come up with a lot of different acronyms. Acronyms are very much where they're at. They're slick. They take a lot of time. People get a lot of money. Why would it be called mayor? Why is it something like a horse? And so then I was just like, I've had enough of this, and I wanted to just kind of watch some little action things. My little brother often goes on to some interesting YouTubes about, I think I lost it. I've got to try to find it again. Sorry. Because it really ties in with this. And it was a YouTube about the first sort of true gay skater who came out really after being a big skater. I think they said there were a few skaters who were gay, but they were kind of just riding on, their sort of their gayness, whereas this guy really was the, the real McCoy, the real thing here. And, it's just a film about kind of how amazing he is.
Down at his hotel, and I saw my friend Peter, who was visiting town from New York.
And, sorry, I've got to jump around here a minute.
Cool. So Brian and I have always had a connection.
And check this out. No, hearing, fact age, but there was something that told me, well, that's right. I like that, you know. And later on a funny note, when I was watching Popeye cartoon, I just thought Bluto was so perfect. That flannel shirt and that beard, I was all about Bluto. When I was really young, I was just like, I like that character. So, which is funny.
Well, why?
I know, isn't this bizarre? And I've been seeing this a lot lately, where where people's sexuality is being developed through the cartoon. And, it almost reminds me of, like, I don't know, the Judas cults in South America. It's just strange, like, that this man as a child was, like, sexually attracted to to Brutus. It's like, just like, wow, what is going on out there? But regarding the mayor, there is something called the zoo documentary. Sorry about that. And the zoo documentary is unfortunately about a bestiality farm here in the state that I live in, which is horrifying. I'll never forget when a drag queen friend of mine came to visit and said to me, "Oh my God, I'm from Louisiana. I thought that was the worst place to be. But, your state's even crazier than Louisiana." So that was kind of like, oh, thanks. That's nice to know. That's great to hear. So this is a documentary that is on YouTube. But what I found to be really disturbing, I don't know if you can see that back there. Let me go here and start it for a second. And this person had gone away somewhere else, but this person had sort of stayed here in Washington. And I've seen buses like this. I'm like, oh my God, is that the bus I saw? Like, it's just a little bit kind of creepy what sort of goes on hither and yon. This is where I had seen, and this was before I'd seen the movie. I had just sort of filmed that bus as it was kind of going through different parts of Olympia one day where I happened to be going as well, but there was something super weird tonight. I think I'll put a link to it below. It's long and it's kind of just like a super strange thing, but I don't know. It's just a very interesting and odd sort of night. And we do have here this, this thing called the Mayor, right? The Mayor Society. Why is it called the Mayor Society? Sorry, I'll go back to where we were with that. That was right
within
there.
Family formation.
Okay, sorry about that. Mayor. And once again, not to forget Confucius, who says the elite or the secret societies, whatever it is you like to call it, that they do speak in symbols. They speak in symbols. They speak in logos. And they have for a very long time if Confucius is talking about it. So I'd love to hear what your input is regarding this particular one. It's like finding a pebble on the beach, isn't it? There's so many of these, and they're so bland that they're ubiquitous. They're like air. They're so seen that they are unseen, and yet just rivers of propaganda, mind control, and your dollars go into this. Mayor. Also, yeah, the strange logo there, you know, what is that telling us as well? I really thank you all so much. Have a great night.